Welcome. This is David Bowles' Human Meme. Today's topic: Deference of the Winners. Well, my human meme friend, you know we live in an odd and unfortunate time, where the winners are losers, and the losers are the keepers of the faith. Who'd have thought, huh? Where once it was forbidden to speak ill of your neighbor or to make fun of the less fortunate, now it's fine to pick on the misbegotten, and it's fine to disparage the poor, and it's just fine to push around those who are weak and seeking shelter from the whims of corrupt political leadership. And in all of this dismay, I am reminded of this prescient quote from Jean-Paul Sartre, who gives us texture and context to know exactly what is happening and why, as we, the unlistened to, start to figure out the duplicitous lives that some lead while trying to lead the rest of us down the gaslit pathway of mistruth and obfuscation. Here's the Sartre quote. "Never believe that anti-Semites are completely unaware of the absurdity of their replies. They know that their remarks are frivolous, open to challenge, but they are amusing themselves, for it is their adversary who is obliged to use words responsibly, since he believes in words. The anti-Semites have the right to play. They even like to play with discourse. By giving ridiculous reasons, they discredit the seriousness of their interlocutors. They delight in acting in bad faith, since they seek not to persuade by sound argument, but to intimidate and disconcert. If you press them too closely, they will abruptly fall silent, loftily indicating by some phrase that the time for argument is past." Now, my human meme friend, just change anti-Semites to the right, good, caring people, and you have a perfect match from history, Sartre's history, into the now. And those are some wise words from the 1950s Sartre for America in 2020. Today we are surrounded by online trolls and coerced by government leadership that threatens us and punishes us just for disagreeing with them. And those efforts want to remove freedom and liberty from the democratic process, even though they claim to be the faith keepers of freedom and liberty. Oh, they mock us, and they call us names. And if we fight back, if we stand up to their bullying, well, as Sartre warned us, they simply retreat back into the comfort of their own self-induced victimhood. If we take a stand, and stand up for all the people, and not just some of the people, well, we're laughed at and ridiculed and prosecuted and taken to court to have the system rigged against us to punish us from ever thinking like that again. Oh, and sure, some people love to live under the authoritarian thumb, while simultaneously claiming the minority is the one trampling on their rights, and we should laugh at them. But we can only cry against them. Sartre would not be proud. I wonder whatever happened to the idea that the winner of anything was obliged to be humble and to take care of the losers. It isn't the loser who is supposed to be a good sport, but the winner. Winning with grace. Well, that's been lost in sport for a long while. But in politics, the winners were always deferential to the losers, and they were kind and considerate because they won And so there was nothing else left to win, so why gloat or be impossible or punish the people who did not win? Well, that's all turned around today. The winners are impossible, and they live on the creation of hatred and intolerance. And the rest of us, losers, refuse to admire them or even look up to them for their winning. Richard Nixon got a lot of things wrong, but one thing he got right was this, when he said, "Sometimes to win is to lose." And those losing winners are impossible as they are improbable, while we, the other, together as one, as cogent and thoughtful people in a community, we, the other, look for escape hatches to thwart them, the winners, and we search for ways to condemn them, and we want the means to remove them from power, because nobody wants to be controlled by imbeciles who have no value for education or science or enlightenment. And it is hard for those imbeciles to condemn and compress those of us who have seen the light, and they want to put us all back in a jar on the shelf. But that's what's happening. That's where we are now. We are told by them, the winners, to stop paying attention. We are told by them, the winners, what to think. We are told by them, the winners, we, the losers, are without faith. We are told by them, the winners, not to worry because nothing about us matters anymore. The only thing that matters now, we are told by them, the winners, is personal enrichment and thievery, and hiring your friends, and having the most incompetent people available run the world, because to continue to win, for them to continue to win, the entire system must come crashing down and destroy every last one of us, the us of us. And so, instead of having freedom, and so, instead of having our thoughtful spirituality, we are repressed, and we are instructed, and we are deemed to be so essential that we must work to die, and the world around us crumbles into fire. And all that happens because that's the only way those winners can continue to control us losers, by denying us our basic rights and removing our human freedoms. We live for them, we are told by them. They live to control us, we have come to know. And the time is soon arriving when we, the us of us, not the winners, will have to stand up in order to stand them down. But it is becoming too late for any effective action, because the system is already now stacked against us. They have done good and hard work. We can no longer rely upon the safety valves and the checks and balances that have saved us so far. They have turned bad into their good. They have all now been corrupted and destroyed by themselves, and yet the time, a moment of opportunity, is still available, still there right now for the people's fist to rise up again and strike down tyranny, and to dissolve the hatred of the winners that has compelled us out of our selfish somnambulism and into the awakened bright fire of forcibly taking back what still belongs to the all of us. Freedom of thought, freedom to disagree, freedom to not defer to the winners. Thank you for listening. Be a human meme.